Would Donald Trump have supplied Ukraine any aid had he won the presidency? Trump: I'm sending tanks and rockets to Ukraine. Ukraine: it's great that you finally want to help. Trump: Ukraine. You want to help, right? Given that he was impeached for withholding military aid to Ukraine, I am gonna go with no. Short answer no. Long answer hell no. No. By now, we would no longer be in NATO. He was impeached for attempting to extort Ukraine. The money was already approved by Congress, but Trump wanted Ukraine to find dirt on Biden. Trump is more likely to aid Russia. Trump would have provided Russian aid. Putin would not permit him to give aid to the Ukraine. Those of you saying, Trump is bought and paid for by Russia, so no, have forgotten the definition of an honest politician. An honest politician is one that stays bought. That is, having taken your money, he does what he agreed to do. Trump is not an honest politician. And Trump has few genuine principles beyond self-aggrandizement. Maybe he'd help. Maybe he wouldn't. Maybe he'd make a point of talking to Zelensky and reminding him how Zelensky had his chance. Laughing. And hanging up. If I had to guess, I'd say he wouldn't fall over himself helping. But the decision would be made in the moment, based on a canny huckster's instinct of what new personal benefit the decision could land him. Anyone that tries to predict Trump using ordinary models of politicians will be wrong much more often than right. No. In fact, he threatened to withhold aid to Ukraine while he was in office. It was why he was impeached the first time. He would only give them aid if they found dirt on Biden. He is Putin's puppet. Trump was wildly unpredictable. This wasn't necessarily great for domestic policy and particularly domestic PR, but for foreign policy it's actually great. Any prediction of Trump's actions were a complete shot in the dark. Anyone claiming to know is either stupid or lying. However, due to this unpredictability, most foreign adversaries decided it best to not test it. Maybe he would only send out an incoherent tweet. Or maybe he would call in a drone strike on your leader. Both did happen in his administration. It's a very real possibility that Russia wouldn't have invaded Ukraine. And Iran certainly wouldn't be wreaking havoc in the Middle East right now. https abcnews.go.com/amp/politics/Trumpadmin approves salient tank weapons Ukraine/story. It equals 659898898. I am by no means pro-Trump, but he did supply them with weapons. I am inclined to believe he would have done something similar had Russia invaded under his watch. And it would have gotten political as far as aid goes. He would have supplied aid contingent on Ukraine funneling most of that aid back to Trump. He is always looking for a way to line his own pockets. Trump seems to be pro-Putin, but if Ukraine could strike the right deal he would aid them. However, the value of such aid would be better than nothing, but almost nothing, because for every dollar from the U.S. Treasury to Ukraine, Ukraine would have to give the Trump Organization something like 95 cents. He does what Putin tells him to do.
No.
I honestly don't think us presidents decide anything. From what Wesley Clark was saying, I am pretty sure all decisions come from Pentagon and your president is just there to deliver you the news. So yeah, they would still do it. Whole Ukraine war was there to destabilize Russia so they can take on Iran without being worried about Russia. The whole invasion of Iran was planned years ago. Wesley Clark talked about it, but people didn't quite believe him. You've got to remember Trump ordered Russian soldiers killed when they went too far in Syria. That was Putin testing things. Putin deliberately waits for Democrat presidents to do the big things. You should also remember America's response could have been a lot stronger. We were asking them for a guerrilla war. And only after they surprised us did we start slowly giving them weapons designed for war. If we started with that, the war would be mostly at the border instead of in the middle of Ukraine. If for some reason Putin got desperate and invaded anyway, Trump would recognize that it made him look weak, and probably come down hard. But there's no guarantee. He certainly would not have vetoed Europe sending them warplanes the way Biden did. Most of what got Republicans angry about Ukraine support was the tepid, drawn-out manner. Even now, some in Congress are fighting for stronger support. What would happen now? Hard to say. Trump ultimately listens to experts more than his campaign promises. If they tell him he can win in a big way, he'll probably go for that. If it will turn into another Afghanistan, he'll probably wrap it up in a couple of years. He was literally impeached for withholding aid to Ukraine. Predicting Trump's decisions is a bit of a fool's errand. It's very difficult to even speculate. Not without some quid pro quo. Trump was actively moving troops, equipment, and supplies away from Ukraine while publicly attacking Ukraine using Biden's son Hunter and a conspiracy theory laptop to suggest Ukraine is a Biden puppet state.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Cast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.